Pennsylvania, Michigan, Kansas, Indiana, Delaware, and West Virginia, Canada, North Carolina. Signature pose. Oh, bam! Bam, bam, bam! Lonely!
Gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Yes!
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the grid that I am going to be using to fill in all 81 finds for this series. There's about 7 caches in this park that all have different difficulty and terrain ratings that I need. Let's go grab them. Once we find this geocache, this will fill in the box for a 2.5 difficulty, 1.5 terrain. All right, ground zero puts me right at this post. It says Chipmunk Trail and Mallard Trail. That's where we're at. Let's look around the back of this post. There it is right there. I see it. I see it. I see it. All right, let's put our name on it. This is a 1.5 difficulty, 2 terrain. So that, once we find this one, that will fill in that box. All right, so we're at ground zero, and this log right here, there's actually a couple logs. There's this log right here, and there's like that one over there. But the cords put me basically right on this little patch of grass. And I was reading the hint, and the hint said waist high in a hole. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I see some leaves. What's this? That's a leaf. Let's see if I can see it with the GoPro. No, not yet. Oh, there it is. Nailed it. All right, the next cache on the docket for the Fizzy grid is a 2 difficulty, 2 terrain. And it's right here in this park. So we're just gonna keep on steamrolling. Okay, so I was looking all over the place for this 2 difficulty, 2 terrain. This is kind of where I was focusing my search. I did look over here because that's where the geocaching cords take. Sign here that says Wolverine Trail and Deer Trail. And that's also the hint. And so I tried to find it, but like I did this, there's nothing there. So then I decided to up the terrain. It is a 2-2, and it's actually this little film canister, which, yeah, you can see it there. It's that little film canister right in there. We are now after a 4 difficulty, 1 terrain, 4-1. This is my ground zero, this gate. So the geocache is somewhere in here. We're gonna have a look around. 3, 2, 1, ta-da! Yes! The 4 difficulty, 1 terrain box has been checked. We are off to a not so riveting and not so exciting 1.5. 1.5. We've all found them. Well, this is the first place I'm gonna look. There's also some footpaths that go back to it. I don't know if it's here or not. Well, that that looks really out of place. I wonder where it could be. Let's take a look. Ah, you didn't think it was behind the rock, did you? No, why would you think that? Awesome, look at that cute little container. The next cache to find in the Fizzy series is a 2.5 difficulty, 2 terrain. But I did find it. Let me show it to you. It's this little preform tube sitting on this tree. Right there. Alright, our next cache is right here. It's a puzzle that I solved. It is a 3.5 difficulty, 1.5 terrain, and it is somewhere on this electrical unit. When you know what you're looking for, it's an easy find. Right here, friends. It is a Eclipse mince gum container. Coming in with a quick banger at a 2 difficulty, 2.5 terrain, regular size cache. We're at 11 feet with all these mossy logs, and I actually see it right there between the logs. Let's grab it. I was just kind of coming around to check that stump, and then I spotted it. Look at these mossy logs, man. They pop. Don't they pop? They pop. Here it is here, covered in leaves. Oh, it's a bigger size box. I thought maybe it was a circular container. It's a nice lock and lock box. This cache is a 2 difficulty, 1.5 terrain, regular size box. This monstrosity of a sycamore tree has got to be where it's at. And there's even a trail that takes us back to it. So let's go see if we can find it. Wow, this tree is enormous. If it's a 1.5 terrain, it should be on the ground. No tree climbing should be required. Anything? Nothing? Come on. Really? Is it missing? Okay, at first pass, I didn't see anything because I was looking on the ground, but now I see this notch and I'm gonna use my GoPro. Oh, I see something red. There it is right there. Haha, yes, let's reach in and grab it. It's not a blind grab because I was able to see it with the GoPro. Look at the size of that container. All right. Yes. 4-1, the 3.5, 1.5, the 2.5, 1.5, the 2.5, 2, the 2, 1.5, the 2, 2, the 2, 2.5, the 1.5, 1.5, and the 1.5, 2. We are headed to a 2 difficulty, 3 terrain. And it is, oh yes, it's another regular size container. Got like 47 feet to go. There it is. There's my container. Yeah. We got a small lock and lock box. I wouldn't really classify this as a regular. That's okay though. Still counts for the Fizzy. Open it up. Ooh, you got standing water. You got your log sheets. And then that's really it. You got a random seashell. One is a 1.5 difficulty, 2.5 terrain, and it says it is a regular size container, 39 feet. Let's see if we can make the find 30 feet. It's somewhere in this area. Ooh, what about this? Looks good here. Yeah. Woohoo! Gimme, 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 gimme. Put this up on the shoulder for a signature pose without an ammo can, and that's okay. Okay, we are headed to a 1.5 difficulty, 3 terrain as we cross this little puddle. Little streams here that are crossing each other, so we need to get on the other side of the stream here. I think I saw this from a distance, so there's a rock right here. I think it has the cat. Yes! Come on, you guys know I catch that 100% of the time, right? It is a 1.5 difficulty, 3.5 terrain, small size cache. Now there is a bridge up here, and cache looks like it might be on the right-hand side of the bridge. All right, come with me under the bridge. That doesn't sound creepy at all. Let's do it. Under the bridge, we're gonna pop our head this way, put the GoPro, and there it is. That's our cache. Let's grab it. We're headed to the next cache right up this trail. It has a different rating that I don't have yet. It's a 2 difficulty, 3.5 terrain, regular size container. We're 50 feet from the cache, the 2 difficulty, 3.5 terrain. I earned all 3.5 of those stars. I am winded from going up that steep hill. We were searching on the wrong end. The cord's bounced a little bit and we ended up finding it. It's actually in the middle of this tree. There's a plastic lock and lock box. At least that's what it looks like. It's right in here. Let me see if we can grab it. I definitely would not call this a regular. I was thinking something much bigger, but there it is. It is a 1 difficulty, 3.5 terrain. Those are pretty rare, but you gotta get them in order to complete the 81 Fizzy. 70 feet to go, right around this bend. This will be a big find if we can find the 1 3.5. Yes! I'm so relieved that we found this. I was looking on the wrong side of the hillside. The hint said stump on the ridge. Here it is up here. I went downhill for whatever reason instead of uphill. Here's our 1 difficulty, 3.5 terrain. And let's check off that box. Yes! All right, we are closing in on our next cache in the 81 Fizzy series. It is a 3 difficulty, 3 terrain. Haha, there's actually some good news. I found it, but I didn't have to go into the valley. It's actually on the back side of this tree that I'm pointing at right here. There's a container there. We're gonna very carefully make our way down there and grab it. Here we go. Okay, here it is. This is our 3 difficulty, 3 terrain. And we're trying to get close enough to grab it. Yes, got it. Like somebody else said, the cords they're off by 100 feet, but I had the alt cord out to pick up a 1 difficulty, 1 terrain cache for it should be a very quick grab. We need a 1-1. All right, here we go for the 1-1. 1 difficulty, 1 terrain. I'm making it more than a 1-1 because I'm trying to be sneaky. These are our options. Supposedly it's somewhere in here. Okay, I had the wrong bush, but I'm at the right spot now. It's sitting right in there. That's our 1-1. All right, let's see what's inside of it. All right, we got, I don't know what that is. Some stickers, the logbook, a dice, and that's really about it. It is a 3 difficulty, 1 terrain puzzle, not a challenge cache, but a puzzle that I solved with a little bit of help. This cache is either in the light post, which is right here, or it's on the guardrail. I guess we'll check the guardrail really fast. I don't see it down there. So we got it, yes. It was not in the light post. I actually checked the light post off camera, but it's actually on the guardrail, just not where I was looking. It's a magnetic key hide right underneath the guardrail, the lip of the guardrail. Let's grab it. We found the following: a 1-1, a 1 3.5, a 1.5 2.5, a 1.5 3, a 1.5 3.5, a 2 3, a 2 3.5, a 3 1, and a 3 3. We are hiking up this bike path here, headed to a 1 difficulty, 2 terrain cache. Let's go make the find on a 1 difficulty, 2 terrain, which we need to find in order to complete a Fizzy. Here we go. This little grove of clusters of trees is our ground zero. So we're gonna kind of look around. Oh, there's a hole in the bottom of this tree. Oh, you know what? This cache is called Holden 1. Okay, this is easy. If it's here, this is where it should be. Yeah, got it. I found the maintenance cache. Woo, 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 woo. We're headed to a 1 difficulty, a 1.5 terrain, inside 200 feet. This is ground zero, right? Like, this is where the cords put me, but the cache is over here by this rock. It's nowhere near the cords. I was a little nervous that I was not gonna find this cache. I was like, oh man, but we got it, so. It's behind this rock. Got it. Maybe this guy should work on getting his coordinates to be a lot better, because this is the second one that I've done by him that is not very good. We are down here at West Creek Reservation, and we are on our way to a cache combination that we don't have yet, which is 3.5 difficulty, 2 terrain. I needed some help on this 3.5 difficulty, 2 terrain hide. I had to reach out to somebody who'd already found it. I was climbing these fence posts trying to remove those caps. I actually did the one in the corner. Turns out, according to my friend, and he's right, it's right here. It's this little beauty right here. Look at this. Just because I'm stubborn, I went all that lengths to get this little film canister out of the pole, the pipe. This one is a 3 difficulty, 2.5 terrain. That will check off that box. I don't think it's underneath the bridge. That'd be kind of surprising. I think it's more somewhere over here. You know, sometimes in geocaching, it's about who you know, not how good you are. And for this case, I'm pretty sure I just found it. I had to ask for help. And I'm okay with asking for help. I really am. Gotta be it. There's no other place for this to be. This has to be the find. Oh, bingo, bango. What a tough little cookie to find. That's the 3 difficulty, 2.5 terrain in the books. Our first cache in Findlay State Park is a 3 difficulty, 2 terrain, regular size container. Right, I found it. It's not a regular. It's underneath these stairs. So there's a little pocket right here. We're gonna reach in and we're gonna grab it. That's definitely not a regular. That's a small. Here's what's in it. We've got a God Bless the USA pin. We got some stickers and some small little trinkets. This is a 5 difficulty, 3 terrain. And what I know about it is a nano hanging in a tree. We're at ground zero, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I found it immediately. Yes. And I spotted it right away. I mean, within, I don't even know, let's go with like 10 seconds. Here it is here. This is exactly what the picture looked like. See a little black nano right there? That is the 5 difficulty, 3 terrain. We're out after a 4 difficulty, 3 terrain nano hanging in a tree, of course. All right, we're 80 feet away and we're looking for this very tiny, thin branch that holds this nano. Here's the update. The GPS in this area is so bouncy that it basically just takes you from side to side. Even with the new alternate coordinates, I'm gonna have to rely on the picture with it circled. Somebody's got a panned out picture with the item circled that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna check that out. All right, so I matched up the picture with what's around me, and I think I know where to go. I think this is gonna be it. We're headed there right now. Oh man, this is the spot, but I don't see the cache yet. Let me check from another angle. Nope, I don't see it, but we're in the right area. Let's keep looking. Yes! You probably can't even see it. Here it is, right here. I'm gonna keep zooming in. Yes, there's that little stinking nano. Oh man, that was way harder than the 5 difficulty. Here, this is James Day Park in, I believe it's Elyria. I think it's like the Elyria, Sheffield, Ohio area. 2.5 difficulty, 3 terrain cache, right out here in the open park. Y'all hear that? I know you can hear that. We found our cache. Somebody left a tradable. A little basketball there was sitting on the ground. I'll be sure to put it back in the container. This is a 2.5 difficulty, 2.5 terrain. It's an ammo box. The ammo box should be just sitting at the base of a tree somewhere, pretty close to where I'm at. I've laid eyes on the can and it's massive. This is a massive ammo can. Oh my god, look at the size of this freaking ammo box. Look at this freaking thing. Can I even pick this up? Is it chained? Oh, it's not chained. The mega pose. Oh my god, look at the size of this ammo can. It's so freaking big. A 5.3, a 4.3, a 3.5 2, a 3.2, a 3.2.5, a 2.5 2.5, a 2.5 3, a 1 1.5, and a 1 2. 2 difficulty, 1 terrain, where I go, that I just solved. Let's go make the find. Here we go. Let's go ahead and grab the next cache. So I'm right here. It's a 4 difficulty, 1.5 terrain. The hint says tree, and I'm like 60 feet away, so I'm hoping that it's this tree right here. There's my 4 1.5. How you doing, friend? All right, the next cache in the video is a 3 difficulty, 1.5 terrain. This is a 4.5 difficulty, 1.5 terrain, light post. We're gonna grab the light post and we're gonna make the find. Here we go. is a 1.5 difficulty, 1 terrain. It's a light post. It's not raining anymore, so we're gonna go out and make the find. Let's do it. To get a 4 difficulty, 2.5 terrain, 2005, I think it's an ammo can, cache for the 81 Fizzy series. Okay, and just like that with Brutus the bike, we're on our way to try and find the 4 difficulty, 2.5 terrain. All right, we've got the creek side here, and then out here is the body of water, and there's a massive stump right over here. I don't know how good the cords are, but this has got to be the can. Yes! Oh man! Let's flip it around. Signature pose with an ammo can. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on site for the next cache in the 81 Fizzy series here in West Virginia. This is a 4 difficulty, 2 terrain, 2006 puzzle cache that I have solved. Now I don't know this for sure, but I'm gonna go check that rock outcropping slash cave area right up there. Let's go up the hill and see if the cache is in there. That's where I would put it. Do we have a cache up here? We do have a cache up here. We just have to move this rock right here. Ooh, it's really buggy. Let's move this rock. It's not an ammo can, but it is a nice size lock and lock box. All right, what a grab. Let's see what's inside our 4 difficulty, 2 terrain. We've got a bag of swag, a logbook, whatever this is. Of course, business cards. What doesn't belong in geocaches? Business cards. After a 4.5 difficulty, 4.5 terrain. From the pictures, it looks like it's a camouflage lock and lock box. Ladies and gentlemen, other than the mosquitoes and looking for a long time, we got this 4.5. These rocks that they're talking about are like giant boulders, not like little tiny rocks. I saw this thing sticking out from underneath the leaves in here, and I was like, is this it? Is this it? And then I was digging, and shabuggy! Yes! Yes! Sorry, I'm very excited that I found this. We are looking for a 4 difficulty, 4 terrain micro cache somewhere in the woods. We're down in the valley, and I've received a hint. The hint that I was given said it's a cut 15-inch stick that is at the base of an 8-inch tree about 25 feet south of the cords. That is definitely a needle in a haystack. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this or not. So I deserve no credit for this at all. I've been talking back and forth with a lot of different people, and the last finder basically letterboxed me to the geocache, and we found it. Do I feel good about it? No, but I'm still gonna call it a find because it counts for the 81 Fizzy, and I still found it, even though I needed basically a shove off of a cliff. So you need to find this tree here, and it's this log, this cut log right here on the ground, and his cords are absolutely abysmal. All you gotta do is spin this, and there it is. Found a 4.5, 1.5, a 4.5, 4.5, a 4, 1.5, a 4, 2, a 4, 2.5, a 4, 4, a 3, 1.5, a 2, 1, and a 1.5, 1. 2.5 difficulty, 3.5 terrain hiking cache. All right, well, this is definitely a winter cache, and I'm here at the end of May. So yeah, let's get through this, let's get out of this, and let's see if we can find the container. We're just gonna walk through the woods, try to make a straight line, avoiding the bugs, which is, you know, basically impossible at this point. If you come in the dead of winter, you won't have any bugs. You'll be able to find this rather quickly. Okay, we have arrived, and I actually spotted the can. It is an ammo can. I spotted the ammo can, and we're walking over there right now. Whoa, I do not want to fall. It is at the base of this tree. This is a 2008 hide, and it was found last year in October, which is probably, that's borderline when you're gonna wanna find it. You really wanna find this in January, February, December here in Ohio, since it's a winter cache, but I'm doing it right now. And look at this beauty of an ammo can. Let's put it up here with a signature pose. For the 2.5 difficulty, 3.5 terrain in the mosquitoes. Are trying to dip into woods up here to get a 3.5 difficulty, 4 terrain, regular size container. This is my view. Let's go up this big hill and see if we can find what we're looking for. Here we go. We're at the top of the fence and we're at the top of the hill. It shows I'm 34 feet away. Again, we're looking for a regular size cache. Let me see if I can spot it and see what I've got to do to figure out how to get to it. Here we go. I found it. Yes! It's an ammo can. Let's go get it. All right, all you gotta do is follow the log here down the line, and there'll be an ammo box sitting right here on the ground. What? Look at this ammo can. Oh, let's get the official logo in the picture. Signature pose with an ammo box. Okay, so this cache, we're gonna continue in the 4 terrains here. This cache is a 2 difficulty, 4 terrain. It's a micro cache, and I have no idea what I'm looking for underneath this bridge other than a micro, but it could be literally anywhere. All right, let's scope it out and see if we can find it. Okay, so I'm on the side of the bridge at the moment. Here's the little creek here. There's the bridge above me. The guy says the cache is under the bridge. I don't know how high up under the bridge it is. I don't know if I have to, like, you know, climb up and reach down from underneath and lay down on my belt. I just don't know because I haven't found it. Okay, so with a little bit of help from my friend, he gave me the basic idea of what the hide was, and then I happened to spot what he was telling me about, but it wasn't where he said it was. It's more literally in the smack dab middle of the bridge. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's a stick right there hanging, and it's on a rope connected to this little tree in the middle, and there's a bison tube hanging around the stick. What? Able to get the guy down to see the stick with the bison tube on it. That's a little better view there. We're gonna go ahead and put our name on this, and we're gonna give this one a favorite point as well. Apparently this is a pretty tough hide from what I've been reading. It's a 1 difficulty, 4 terrain, but everybody is saying that the difficulty is not correct. Okay, so the alternate coordinates put me right by this leaning tree. And I don't know if you have to, like, you know, shimmy your way out on the tree. I don't think so, because people were saying, how low can you go? They're like, I went as low as you could go, which means I think down by the creek bed. Okay, so I'm on the complete other side of the creek right now, but across the creek there looks to be one of those big fake rocks. It's right by that green chair that I passed earlier. That would make perfect sense for an ammo can to fit underneath that if it's an ammo can. So we're gonna walk over there. You can't see it from here, but we're gonna head over that way by that green chair, and there's a rock sitting right behind that log. I'm pretty sure that's it. Let's go find it. Check this out. Hear that? That's hollow. Spin it. Oh my, wait, what? Oh, it's a giant, can you see that? It's a giant tube. Oh my God. Holy crap. Oh my God. Dude, that's totally it. Kaboom! I was totally right with my hunch. This is a 3.5 difficulty, 1 terrain. This is a magnetic like reach pole basically. It's collapsible and it extends out, and I'm hoping that there's a magnet on the end of the container so I can just put this in and pull out the cache. All right, so we're on the approach here, and the cache is actually inside this pipe, which you're not gonna be able to see it because it's too dark. But that's where this comes in handy, because this extends out, and I'm gonna try and stick it in the end of that pipe and pull out the pill bottle. Okay, so that totally worked. I was right. There was something magnetic and it's a hook. Now we're just gonna pull the hook like this, And there is the pill bottle. How about that? And this is a 2.5 difficulty, 1 terrain light post cache. Let's go ahead and make the grab. Here we go. Got it. 4.5 difficulty, 2 terrain puzzle cache. It's a jigsaw puzzle that I was able to solve. It took me like 10 hours to do it, so.
And there's, there's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of spots. It's a small size container. Hold on. What's this? No, that's not it. I thought there was some, oh wait, what's up here? Is this it? No, that's just trash.
I do know the person that put this out, so if I can't find it, I can ask for a hint. Yes! We got it. All right. 4.5 difficulty, 2 terrain in the books. Okay, the great thing about this cache, not only does it check a box, but it checks the 1 difficulty, 3 terrain box. Those are rare, but we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of extra toppings on top of this one because it's a California Fizzy cache. We're making pretty fast progress on this hike here. We've got just under 0.16 to go. And the cache that I'm after is right off of this trail. I don't have to do any zigzagging. I don't have to do anything other than stay on the trail for the entire distance. It's no big deal. It's a California Fizzy cache. That's super important. Let's take a look at the phone here. 212 feet. I'm the blue arrow. That green dot is where we're going. Confessed idiot. Idiot number 1 right here. I should have found this 5 minutes, 20 minutes ago. I've been here forever searching all over the place. I finally found the cache. I think I even walked by it. This is it here. We'll celebrate together in this spot. The lock and lock box. Yes. Let's see what we got inside. We've got, I don't know what that is, some kind of fundraising thing. Some coins, an eraser, a frog, and that's about it. This is actually the logbook. This is a 5 difficulty, 1.5 terrain. The hint tells me it's behind the green cube and low. The green cube is directly in front of me. The photos show that it's a magnetic hide-a-key. So I don't know if this is gonna be truly rated a 5 difficulty. You know what? I don't rate the caches, I just come find them. The thing I see behind the green box that looks vaguely interesting would be this little rock here. Oh wait, hold on, what's this? No, that's a wire. What's behind this? Anything? There it is. There it is, right there. I guess it's not a magnetic hide-a-key, but it is an airborne tube. A 5, 1.5, a 4.5, 2, a 3.5, 1, a 3.5, 4, a 2.5, 1, a 2.5, 3.5, a 2, 4, a 1, 3, and a 1, 4. It is 3.5 difficulty, 2.5 terrain, and it has the other selected as the container type. I see it, I'll know it, but I gotta see it first. Let's have a look-see, shall we? Like I said, I'd know it when I saw it, and I was right. Thanks to the helpful hint from my friend. So here we are, we're by this tree. There's 2 giant rocks right here, and we want the second one. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this here, you're gonna flip it over, and there's a DNA tube right there. Yes, 3.5 difficulty, 2.5 terrain in the books. We're going after a 4 difficulty, 3.5 terrain. And apparently it's a pretty nasty hide. We're on top of the hill now. I have the alternate coordinates. I have them plugged in. And I'm just kind of looking at the area here because there is a photo, and I'm trying to spot the photo with what I saw and what I'm seeing. Okay, so we are looking for a nano on a stick that is shoved into a log. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure I just found it. I have not retrieved it, but I'm pretty sure this is it. It blends in extremely well. Well, it broke. So here it is right here. Here it is here. got it. Bison tube. There it is. Bison tube on a stick. Cache is a tree climb, and it shows it being a 2.5 difficulty, 4.5 terrain tree climb, and I have not found it because I just got here, but it looks like it's gonna be in one of these pine trees, or maybe even this oak tree here. I was about to start climbing, but then I saw this right here, and I don't know if that's the geocache or not. Yes, so this says geocache on it. I can read the paper, and now that I'm in the tree, it does say geocache on it, and there is a log sheet here. Here's our log sheet for this 2.5 difficulty, 4.5 terrain. And the guy I know, his signature is on here. Someone lowered the cache or took it and moved it to a lower elevation. Hey, you know what? I'm still gonna take this for my 2.5, 4.5 square. This is a 4.5 difficulty, 1 terrain. The only reason I'm even trying to get it is because it's got a good hint on it, and I'm hoping I can find it quickly. This is what I was after, but there's tons of muggles here, so I wasn't really able to show the hiding location, but I did find the container, so that's what matters the most. All right, we're officially in the books for the 4.5 difficulty, 1 terrain. First one in this area is a 3.5 difficulty, 4.5 terrain, large size geocache. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I am sweating up a storm here, and we're about 38 feet away from the geocache. We had to do some serious bushwhacking to get here, and now all that's left to do is make the find. So let's kind of look in this jungle here. All right, well, I was doubting that this would be it because there's just whatever this is on the ground, and there's a pen, another half of a pen, and then on here is the logbook, and here's the lid. There's no marker or label or anything. We got it. We're after a 2.5 difficulty, 4 terrain, regular size container. Okay, after climbing up the side of the bluff, we're now 111 feet away. Unfortunately, I went through a nettle patch, and my legs are absolutely on fire. Oh, Christmas tree, how I love you, Christmas tree. There it is. What a mess. This cache is a 3.5 difficulty, 3 terrain, regular size cache. I will admit this is a totally different container, but it does a totally different cache, but it does have the Christmas tree just like the last one. This cache though is yellow, and looks to be like a, I don't know. It says Tupperware on it. Let's take a look at this guy. Yeah, it's a yellow Tupperware container. 1 difficulty, 2.5 terrain. And that's one we don't have yet, and that's a rare rating. So while there is one here, and it is a puzzle, so I've solved these in advance. And while we're here, you know what? We're gonna pick it up. We are just under 300 feet to this geocache. Okay, this is our ground zero. It's basically right in front of us. And there's this humongous tree, and then behind it is a rock wall. You know, in my opinion, if this was a 1 difficulty, then it would just be like an ammo can at the backside of the tree. Just something, you know, super obvious. All right, let's go look. Okay, we're right by this rock wall. There's a huge gap right here with another rock that doesn't really fit. Let's check there first. Ah, fake rock. I'll know it as soon as I see it. Yes, yes, we did it. Yes, we got another one on the Fizzy grid. Yes. This is a 3 difficulty, 4 terrain hide. We are gonna try and find it right here. And the cache is somewhere in this forest area here in front of me. Just got in to the wooded area. Had to find the right spot to punch in at, and we're about 10 to 15 feet away. And oh, I see it. This is a tree climb. There's a light bulb hanging in a tree up there. I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna use this stick right here as a reach pole, and we're gonna go up there and we're gonna pull down the light bulb hanging in the tree. All right, I've got a bright idea. All I gotta do is unscrew the bottom here, grab the container, and put our name on the piece of paper. And this is the 3 difficulty 4 terrain box. 4.5, 1. A 4, 3.5. A 3.5, 2.5. A 3.5, 3. A 3.5, 4.5. A 3, 4. A 2.5, 4. A 2.5, 4.5. And a 1, 2.5. And we're tracking down a 3 difficulty 3.5 terrain to march through this high grass. I can see the cache. It's over there hanging on the tree. It's a light bulb hanging from the tree. Doing tall grass like this, you really want to make big foot sweeps like this to kind of get it out of your way. All right, we're at the tree. There's our light bulb. Let's grab it. As you can see, I've lowered it down to the ground, but this time I climbed. All right, the next cache is a 1.5 difficulty 4 terrain hide. 525 feet from that cache. 5, and we're in the swamp, of course. Everybody loves a good swamp. Okay, we gotta find our way across the swamp here. One swamp down. Another one to go. Look around. We made it. Let's find it. Oh, would you have a look at this? My hide is on the ground, which means it broke. Well, there's a little loop right there, so I don't know. But this is it. Well, you know what? It was kind of disappointing that we didn't get to do the 4 terrain, but this is still gonna count as the 1.5 difficulty 4 terrain. This is a 3 difficulty 4.5 terrain, and it's kind of like a gadget cache. It's called Hydrate, Hydrate, Hydrate. There's a brown PVC pipe that is zip tied to the tree. I think what we need is water to dump it in there and then push the container out. That's my thought. I got a bottle that I found out of the trash can, and I'm gonna pour it into this pipe. Here we go. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. It didn't work. So I took some sticks here, some ramrods, pushed it from the bottom, and it popped out the container. Oh, what a beauty. Look at this guy. We did it. We did it. Yes! We are after a 5 difficulty 2.5 terrain cache. Well, this is ground zero. All these rocks here. The write-up says it's in the rocks. Other people said the cache coordinates are off by like 50 feet. None of these rocks here, they don't look like I'm gonna be able to move very many of them. We're gonna reach out for help and see if we can get some help. Oh my gosh, we were searching off camera. We totally freaking found this. As soon as I saw it, I knew it. I did have help, but I've gotta go get it. I have not retrieved it. Let's freaking go. Okay, here we go. Across the rocks, over the rocks, to the top, over more rocks, by the culvert here. But then you're gonna go to the right here, and it's sitting. Oh my God, where did it go? Oh no. No, here it is. It's right here. You can barely see it. That is such a nasty hide. Y'all see this right here? This is it. Look at that. That is disgusting. 5, 2.5. That's huge for the Fizzy. Come on. We're after a 3.5 difficulty, 3.5 terrain. It's a puzzle cache. I don't see it in the stump. No. I don't see it in there either. No way. This has got to be it. Let me grab it. Hold on. Y'all see this tree right here? There's a blue orb sitting in the tree. That has got to be the geocache. It is a 5 difficulty, 3.5 terrain, large size cache, and I'm hoping it's a traditional, and I'm hoping we'll be able to pick it up rather easily. Okay, we just got into the bush. This is ground zero. I have it at 10 feet. The once over, there's a nice looking tree over here. I don't know if this tree is it or not. There's a huge rock right here. Man, look at this looking rock. Is this real? No, that's a real rock. That is very unique looking. Maybe the cords are off a little bit and it's actually deeper into the woods. I don't really know. A local in the area was like, you must be a geocacher, and he gave me a hint, and I found it because of this guy. That's awesome. Let's grab it. It's just underneath this rock right here. It's buried. Let's flip it over, and here's the container. We got it, friend. Here in North Carolina, we are going after a 1.5 difficulty, 5 terrain. Down here, y'all see that? There it is. Ta-da! There is my 1.5 5 for the 81 Fizzy. Let's put our name on that and call it found. This is a 2 difficulty, 5 terrain kayak cache. This geocache is actually, I don't think you can see it, but it is right here, hanging out in this tree in the mangroves. So this is a find for the Fizzy, and it feels really good to check off some 5 terrains finally. This is a 2 difficulty, 4.5 terrain hide supposedly, and the last person here was here in July, which is the current month, and they said that the terrain might be a little overrated and that there's 2 containers here. I don't know about both containers, but there's one container right in there. And that's the one we're gonna grab. So, was it a tree climb? No, it was not. Is it overrated? Probably. The only thing I really had to climb was a small baby hill. Got it. All right, we are officially in the books. Found a 5 2.5, a 5 3.5. We found a 3.5 3.5. We found a 3 3.5. We found a 3 4.5. We found a 2 4.5. We found a 2 5. We found a 1.5 4. And a 1.5 5. And this cache is a 1 difficulty, 4.5 terrain. Okay, we're on the ground right now and we're about to head up the tree. I think I see it. You're not gonna be able to see it from the GoPro, but we're going about 17 feet up this tree. Let's make it happen. Let's go. Up we go in this tree. Whoa. The tree. Right. Hands are getting a little sappy. That's okay. It's to be expected. You're in a pine tree, buddy. Push. All right. Here it is. Right here. Can y'all see that? This cache does have the reach pull attribute on it. It is a letterbox. We need it for our Fizzy. It's the rare 4.5 difficulty, 3.5 terrain. An evergreen tree in front of me. Now this letterbox here is actually at the posted coordinates. I've circled around the tree 3 times looking for this thing. Yes! 4th time. Actually, it was like 3.5. This is so crazy. I was honestly squatting down, looking straight up. Here's the evergreen here. And it's actually what we call a cricket. Here it is here. It's right there. You're gonna pull it off. You don't even need the reach pull. Let me put it back so you guys can see. Look at this. It was like right there. Look at that. It just like vanishes into thin air. You can't even see it. All right, friends, we are on site for our next location of the 81 Fizzy. We are in Holland, Ohio this time, and we're after a 4.5 difficulty, 2.5 terrain multi-cache. The hike is only about 16 to 20 feet. We did it. We did it, we did it, we did it, we did it. I don't know how we did it, but we got it. All right, let's take a look here. it's out of position, which means it's supposed to be like this. Okay, my guess is it was supposed to be upside down and like in like that. I have Roger the reach pole here. We are going for a 4 difficulty, 4.5 terrain reach pole cache, as far as I know. Here's the trail. All right, it's this tree right here. I can almost reach it. That's the geocache up there. Let's go ahead and grab Roger because he's here, and he doesn't even need to be extended, but we'll just grab him and we'll pull down the dinosaur. Okay, the only thing inside of it was the logbook. All right, let's sign our name and close this chapter. All right, we are on site at the next location. This is a 5 difficulty, 5 terrain. We're here in Wasion, Ohio at a park. It's called South Park, and it is a tree climb. All right, we are up here. We made it. That was easy. I could see the bison from here. Let's stand up above it. Let's go one more. All right. There we go. Let's grab it. Oh yeah. We got it. All right, we are off and paddling. We are on our way to the first cache, and it should be somewhere right in this area. This is a 1 difficulty, 5 terrain, and I have spotted, there's actually 2 containers here. I've spotted it. Here's the container right there. We are after a 2.5 difficulty, 5 terrain cache. It's a beautiful day to be out on the water. We are here at ground 0 in the kayak, and our 2.5 difficulty, 5 terrain is hidden right here in these leaves. That is absolutely massive. We're going after a 3.5 difficulty, 5 terrain. Just like that, we are here, ready to go. We found the cache. It's very easy. We're kind of stuck here. That preform tube tied right there to that tree. That is the cache that we're after. This one is going to be a doozy. This one's going to be hard. We may not even find it. I have some help from a previous finder from like 2018. So we're going to try to use what he told me to try and find it. We're looking for a 4.5 difficulty, 3 terrain cache. All right, this is the path here on the side. You'll see the railroad tracks are right there. Everything's a little wet from the morning dew, but that's okay, I got pants on. From the sounds of it, it seems like it's maybe, I don't know, like on top of a railroad tie from what I was told. All right, let's give it a go. Okay, based on the clues that I was given, it's one of these railroad ties. It's either this one, that one, or the one that's buried right there. There is no way we just found this cache. Oh my gosh. I was literally, I'll show you what I was doing. Watch this. I was searching all of this, right? Look at all those ants. I was looking on that, and then I turned, and down here on the side, right here, is the bison tube. Get out of here. No way. Dude, we just scored a legendary find. We just scored a 4.5 3. This is so epic. 5 5, a 4.5 2.5, a 4.5 3, a 4.5 3.5, a 4 4.5, a 3.5 5, a 2.5 5, a 1 4.5, and a 1 5. If 4 difficulty, 5 terrain, kayak cache. We're headed there right now. Let's make this happen. right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 caches here. We've got one down there, and we've got one up here. I don't think the cache owner cares which one we sign. They're both gonna get the job done, so that's all that matters. It is a 4.5 difficulty, 5 terrain, you guessed it, kayak cache. Lift the GoPro and bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna put our name on that. Unfortunately, the last cache that we ended up finding was that 4.5 difficulty, 5 terrain. Last time you saw me, I was in the water. Right now, I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I'm here on a Monday. And we're after a 5 difficulty, 2 terrain cache. And we're gonna go find it right now. Let's go. So this cache puts you right along the edge of a fence and a bunch of trees. And they did some tree trimming here, but I read the logs and the guy said he came out and checked on it and he found a better spot for it. So we're gonna look around and see if we can find it. Based on one hint that said I would come and try this one again, I think it's like a fake piece of wood on the ground. So let's start looking at sticks on the ground. Here we go. Why is this here? That's not it. That's not a stick. No, is this it here? No. This? No. Oh, this is weird. Wait, is it underneath it? It's not there. What about this? No. What about the other end? No. What about this? No. What about this? No. Here? No, what's this? Yes! Yes, there it is! 5 difficulty, 2 terrain in the books. Okay, by finding that 5 difficulty, 2 terrain, right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, we're off to our next location in the 81 Fizzy. It's just before 8 in the morning. Don't worry, the park opens at 6:30 in the morning, so we're good. We're after a 4.5 difficulty, 4 terrain. Okay, this cache was found September 9th of this year. That's the most recent find. It does have a single DNF on it. I don't think the person had many finds though, and they said they blame it on the leaves. I've been reading some old logs about this cache, and it seems possible that maybe it's buried in the roots. Beautiful fall colors in the air. Green, oranges, yellows, browns, red. It's gorgeous. We're gonna head down the path here, which is that way, and we're gonna go rooting around. Also, another person said don't go all the way down the hill. There's no need to go down to the bottom. Okay, we're at this tree. I grabbed a stick, as you can see, and I started digging around the tree, in the roots of the tree, and I didn't find anything. We're gonna go down the side here. We're kind of on the hillside here. Anyways, I was digging in these leaves, or in the leaves, in these roots, and then I came over here and I saw this weird white thing, and I thought it was a mushroom, to be completely honest, because it does look like a mushroom. I like knocked on it. It's a rock. However, pretty sure that this might be the geocache. Let's find out. Oh my god. No way. Signature pose with a rock peanut butter jar cache. Wow, the 4.5 4 is in the books. Holy cow. That is actually a brilliant hide. And with that guy being a gadget cacher who hides gadget caches, I can see why it was such a good hide. So the cache we're about to attempt right now is a 1.5 difficulty, 4.5 terrain swamp cache. It is about it's a little less than a quarter of a mile straight into the swamp. I have no idea how muddy this is gonna be. I have no idea how messy it's gonna be. It looks like it's okay for right now. I've got the boots on, so let's get in there and let's see if we can make this find. Here we go. The hint says it's hanging. So I think once we actually get to ground zero, we should have no problem finding it, given that it's a 1.5 difficulty. Crushing this. No big deal. Honestly, so far, this hasn't been like the worst thing I've ever come across. I have done some actual like wading in swamps in Florida. There's a group of cachers in Florida. They're called, I think they're like M&M Melted or something like that. They are swamp nuts. We're really taking a risk here because we were in an area that had a swamp, and I saw this open grassy area, so I don't know how deep it's gonna be. But right now, we're just walking across, and we're getting close to the geocache. We're like 430 something feet away. We do have solid ground underneath us, which is great. All right, let's go maybe this way and work our way back to it. Oh my gosh, this is turning out to be a fun adventure, but a little sketchy because when you're hiking in these super tall weeds, you can't see the logs in front of you. Like, you can't see a giant log like this. See this huge log? I can see it. But when you have these huge weeds behind you, nah bro, you can't see the logs, and so you're lucky you're not like hitting your shins and stuff. And I don't see it yet, so let's head a little closer. See the container, and it is deep in the swamp. However, it's mostly just this tall wispy grass. Let's show the container. It's hanging out here on this tree right here. Kaboom! The 1.5 difficulty, 4.5 terrain has been found. Okay, well, after a bit of a touch and go situation right here in Lansing, Michigan, we got this one. We can check off that box, and we're off to the next location, and this is a doozy. Hope you guys are ready for a tree climb. Can you guess which one it is? Have you been keeping track? If not, I've got graphics right here and throughout the video, so you'll know that this is a 5 difficulty, 4.5 terrain. It's a tree climb. All right, we're in my favorite kind of forest, a pine forest. I feel like this might be a pretty quick hike. I mean, it was only, 0.2 from the parking lot, and we're already 0.13 away. Although there might be some looping, which causes it to be a little delayed. We're getting so close. We're getting so close to finishing this thing. We are inside 110 feet. It's this tree here. And you're not gonna be able to see it on the camera, but I can see it. It's way up there. That was incredible, friends. That was absolutely incredible. The 5 difficulty, 4.5 terrain is in the books. Yes! All right, so there is some good news. I found the 5 difficulty, 4 terrain. It's up in this tree. However, you have to like stand up and pull it down and then sign it and then put it back. So I think I need my kayak actually to help me reach the height. If I go out of the kayak without, just standing on the water, I don't think I'm tall enough. Okay, we've docked. After using my phone for the little bit, I found my GoPro. I forgot where I'd put it. And now we're on the bank, and Spartacus is over here. We're gonna try to go out and, hello. I have a couple options. I can climb the tree, or I can just, hello there. Or I can just go out and try and pull it down. The water's really not that deep, so. Okay, we're in the freezing cold water. Here's the geocache. Right there. We're gonna put our name on it and claim a find. Oh, was this the smartest thing I've ever done? No, it was not, but I really want this Fizzy. So here's the date with today. We got the 5-4 in the books. We gotta put this back. This one was a pain. This one was such a pain. I had a massive commitment. Look at my feet. Look how bright pink they are. I had to go in this water. I had to make it happen for the DT. We had to do it. My feet will be fine. This is a 3 difficulty, 5 terrain cache. I don't think it's going to be a real 5 terrain cache. I'm just throwing that out there now. But I don't make the DTs. I just find them. So if that's what it is, that's what we're going to go get. Let's hop on Brutus and get rolling. Alright, we're so close. We're 410 feet away. We're gonna be stopping the bike here in a minute. 1:38. We're gonna park our bike right up here by this bench. We are basically looking at a ditch. There's a drainage ditch there. We're gonna head down there and check it out. I'm wondering if it's a 5 terrain because maybe it's inside the drainage ditch in this creek. Let's duck under here and let's take a look. There's a hook in there, but there's nothing on the hook. That could be a bad sign. All right, we're gonna have to do some examination. Let's do this. Making our way down this steep hill because I thought maybe it was on top of the hill. Originally I thought it was in the sewer, and then I gave it another look, and the cords don't really put you at the sewer. So now I think this is it. Boom! This has got to be it. There is a container hanging on the fence right here. That's brown and it's just chilling in the middle of the fence with a wire. This is a big deal to me because when I was kayaking earlier at the beginning of this video, I went to try to get 3 difficulty 5 terrains. While on that water, all of them were missing. So I ended up here in Michigan getting this one instead. Gotta love DTs that go missing. The grand finale of the 81 Fizzy series. We have 1 rating left. We have 1 single rating left. You'll see which one it is right here. And now you know. Let's go find it and end this video with an 81 Fizzy. That's so sick. I'll see you guys at the next cache. I'm there right now. The last cache in the 81 Fizzy. We just arrived. And we're looking for a 5 difficulty, 1 terrain. From the hints on the cache page, it says it's extremely well hidden and it's a very good hide, and it's a little booger. Culmination of 80 other caches before this one. Let's go make this find. The only thing I really have going for me on this cache is that I know 2 people that have found it. But if I can't find it, we're gonna get some help on it, and then hopefully we find it and put the bow tie on this series, which has been epic. I'm pretty sure it's the first ever 81 Fizzy series on YouTube. Nobody else has ever done this before. So be sure to drop a like, give me a sub. All right, ground zero is basically that post to that post. And my first thought is it's like a DNA tube in the ground, like you shove it in the ground and it's got like a little pop tap on top of it. But honestly, I have no idea. It also could be like a rock with a DNA tube on top. You know, something like this. I'm not saying this is it, but it could be something like this. Pull this up and there's a tube connected to it. That was obviously not it. It is so windy out here. We didn't find it. You know, I'm just not sure. Like, I believe it's here. But like, where else would you hide something like this? You know, like, is it in the grass? It's just like, it seems silly. All right, let's keep looking. Let's keep going. All right, we're still here searching. We have a hint. The hint is it's a nano in the top of the rail. I believe we have a winner. I believe we have a winner, but I can't. It's so hard. I don't know if I can get it out. I have tweezers right here. Let me show you where it is. I'm gonna see it. Basically right here. That thing right there. That's a nano in the bottom of the wood post. And right here we have it. I'm on the other side of the fence. Right here. We have what I was after, a 5 difficulty, 1 terrain, a true 5-1, only found because I asked for help. It finishes the 81 Fizzy series, and it is incredible because it was a heck of a journey to get from A to B all the way down to Z. Did it, pushed through, managed to complete the entire series, and I'm eternally grateful for that. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my content. We have knocked out the entire Fizzy grid right here on YouTube with new content, no challenge caches, and I'm using graphics. This is a huge accomplishment for me. I'm so proud of this, and I hope this will launch the channel to the moon in the back. Again, happy 2026. If you're not a Geocaching 1PPP subscriber, I hope you guys consider subscribing so you can help me reach my sub goal of 410 subs. I'll see you guys out on the trail. Have a good one.